Water. It seems so simple. In Canada, we're surrounded by it in abundance. With the turn of a tap, it's there. It's the foundation for all life. Water is everything. For many children around the world, the only water available to them is dirty, filled with bacteria and disease. What is so safe and accessible in Canada is scarce and extremely unsafe in places like southern Sudan, making children sick and even killing them.
Though the water is contaminated, the distance from where they are to where there are proper boreholes is too much. So if they have close water like this, though it is dirty, they have to use it for survival.
Waterborne diseases that cause diarrhea kill more than 1 million children every year. More deaths than AIDS and malaria combined.
The child was probably given contaminated water. And in some instances, you can actually see some worms in some of the water that people drink. So it's very likely that the water is contaminated.
Millions of families don't have access to safe water or education on effective hygiene and sanitation. Caregivers unknowingly give their children contaminated food and water every day, perpetuating a vicious and deadly cycle. Aja is 5 years old. She's one of millions of children whose lives are put at risk every day because of the water she drinks. She makes multiple trips, 3 times a day, collecting all the water her family needs, using only a tiny blue bucket. The water is stagnant and filled with bacteria and disease, but it's the closest water available. Soon it will dry up, and Aja will walk to a river that is a 45-minute walk away. Aja's mother filters the water the only way she knows how before giving it to her children to drink. The cloth she uses merely filters the debris, not the life-threatening waterborne diseases that are hidden in it. The children are washed with the contaminated water, risking them to serious skin and eye infections. If not properly treated, eye infections like trachoma can lead to blindness. Before eating, Aja and her siblings wash their hands with the same toxic water. In December 2010, Dave Toyson, president of World Vision Canada, met with World Vision staff in southern Sudan. He's witnessed the devastating effects unsafe water has had on entire communities around the world. He's seen how it can kill children and completely destroy families. After meeting Aja's family and seeing the water they collect and drink, he discovered just how critical their situation was.
I've just been speaking here with Aja's family, and I'm just struck again of the powerful consequences of contaminated water. You know, it's a combination of diarrhea, dehydration, and then persistent undernutrition, even malnutrition, is what's just so threatening to these children. The 2-year-old is especially sick at the moment. They're not quite sure what to do. And yet, of course, every day they're being exposed to this toxic water, this water that really has the potential to kill these children. Another reason, obvious reasons why we need to do something here. Anne Ajenga has just joined me. She's the World Vision project coordinator here, and she's also a nurse. And Anne, I'm just wondering, could you, the little 2-year-old, Buck, could you just give a little examination and give us your sense of what her condition is right now?
Okay, yeah, one second. You can see Buck's abdomen is distended.
Distended.
And that could be as a result of water-related diseases. The most common is intestinal parasites.
So she could have parasites?
Yeah, she could be having parasites.
And what would you do to treat that?
Okay, first and foremost, she needs to drink clean water and then make sure that the food that she eats is prepared in a more hygienic manner. Mm-hmm. And then we also need from time to time to deworm her. But the most important is that she drinks clean water.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously that's problematic here.
Yeah, that's a big challenge. That's already a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, it's a devastating reality for this family. They don't have the means to look after their children adequately. They're lacking access to clean water. And then what's so devastating, I think, about it for them is that the water they have here is actually what's killing their children. There are thousands of families living in the greater Pagol area who are using contaminated water as their primary water source. Basically, people keep drinking contaminated water. They keep getting sick, and for many of them, it will be fatal. We need to bring safe, clean drinking water into communities like this right now. And this is where your support is really important. You can do something to help change the devastating reality for Aja's family and so many like them. You may have noticed this LifeStraw that you recently received. This is a small way we can bring safe, clean water to families that are in need immediately. As you've already seen, they've simply waited far too long. When you send this LifeStraw back to World Vision, along with your donation, you change everything for Aja's family and so many like them. But we also have a long-term sustainable solution. World Vision has been working in southern Sudan for a long time, partnering with local communities since 1989. We plan to make safe, clean drinking water accessible to thousands of people living here in southern Sudan and around the world. Countries like Sri Lanka, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Tanzania, where children have no other choice but to drink water filled with waterborne diseases. The cost for drilling is quite expensive. On average, it costs $10,000 for each borehole. That's why we desperately need your help. In order to cover the costs, we need to raise over $2 million, making safe water accessible to children like Aja.
Access to safe water has a more dramatic effect on life than any other humanitarian intervention. Safe drinking water can change everything for a child. It brings health, nutrition, education, a vibrant community, and a hopeful future. Over the past 20 years, World Vision has brought clean water to millions of people. You can change a child's life forever by bringing something as simple as safe water to their community. Thanks to a contribution from the Canadian government, your help will double in impact. Your donation of $115 can change everything for a child by doubling to deliver $230 of improved access to safe water. A contribution of $145 doubles to provide $290 of support, providing programs for caregivers on effective hygiene and sanitation. Your help can dramatically improve the lives of children for years to come. By returning the LifeStraw back to World Vision along with your donation, you're helping to ensure that Aja and children just like her have access to safe drinking water, changing their future.
I want to thank you for your continued support and your hope to see children like Aja reach their God-given potential. Safe water can change everything.